Remember last episode when I said I was feeling sick? Yeah, I got sick. But fret not, armed with a Park to Prem mug full of Lemsip, today, FA Cup game against Charlton. Lots to catch you up on, not a whole lot of voice to do it with. Let's run the intro and get straight into things. Yes, folks, how is it going? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Today is episode number 23, and I am ill. It's a bit unfortunate, really. Christmas is coming up. Usually around Christmas time, I get a nice backlog of videos made so that I can have a break over Christmas. I started to get that backlog made, then got sick. It covered me for the tail end of last week. I'm now sat on Sunday night, and this video has to be up in 12 hours' time. So, good luck to me and Editing Jack, which, in case you didn't realise, is also me. Now, as a result of the fact that I don't think my voice will last for a particularly long time today, we're just doing the singular game. It's the FA Cup away game against League One Charlton Athletic. It is a massive game. We've played a month's worth of football since we last here. Not a load of games. The form's not been flawless either. In fact, looking at the 6 games that were played since last episode, we've only actually won 2 league games. We drew against Peterborough Sports, who are down in the relegation zone. Disastrous result, only silver lining. Murphy and Goma picked up a hat-trick. Yeah, this guy is absolutely insane. He has now changed his nationality. I don't know if he's going to decide to play for the Democratic Republic of Congo. We'll keep an eye on that. And in some other news, I've offered him a new contract that kicks in at the end of next season, or rather the end of this season, end of next, I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's £700 a week. It's a lot of money, but it's got a very long extension clause in it and a few other nice juicy bonuses. And frankly, I need to keep this guy around. According to our staff, he's a League One quality player. He's been absolutely mad for us to start the year. So yeah, I am willing to pay him stupid money. And actually, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think £700 is that silly a money, really. But yes, his hat-trick was not enough to secure us the win there. However, in the next 2 games, singular goals did get us wins. First in the Vanarama National League, then in the FA Trophy, which of course is the competition that we lost in the final of last year. In the next round, we've been drawn against Aldershot, who do play in the National Leagues, and not an easy game necessarily. They are a good little team, although they are struggling this year, so maybe we could beat them. But maybe crashing out of the competition would be a good thing, because the league hasn't been exactly plain sailing. I feel like the distractions are there, and they have distracted us. I guess an example of that was this game against Tamworth. Of course, Tamworth offered me a job interview. I turned it down. They battered us 3-0. So not a good result there. We did win the 2 games either side of that rather convincingly. So what does that mean for the league table? Well, you can see things here. 8 points ahead of Scarborough, who do have a game in hand of us. Kings Lynn are then 6 points behind them. So Scarborough looking like our real rivals. Of course, we beat them in a live commentary not that long ago. We are rapidly approaching the halfway point in that season. And you can see here that 3-0 defeat against Tamworth. First defeat of the year. I didn't really consider the fact we were still unbeaten. Don't need to worry about the unbeaten season now. It has gone. Now, I have made some transfer decisions since you were last here. Callum Gillan is leaving the building. He's joining Newtown, and I know what you're thinking. You're selling a player to the Welsh Premier League side Newtown, who apparently have £14 million in the bank. How much did I get for him? Wasn't £14 million. It was £110,000. I don't know about you, but for your 5th choice striker to get £110,000 for at this level, yeah, I was very happy to take that. Already lined up his replacement, or should I say replacements. Remember Sam Pitt? He was playing for Bury, and I'd been eyeing him up for years, but he kept asking for stupid amounts of money. For some reason, with us top of the National League North, he decided, you know what? I know I asked for £1,000, given the fact he was only on £60 a week at Bury, but I've changed my mind. He came to me and said, I just want to be a breakthrough prospect. I said, how much do you want? He said £100. We've signed him. £20,000 to this guy, not a cheap deal by any means, but he does look like a really, really good player for the future. And given the fact that we've got Gillan leaving the club for £110,000, it felt like a bit of a no-brainer to pick him up. But I am looking at another striking option who I looked at in the summer. I think it was in the transfer special episode. Editing Jack might have cut it out, mind you. Callum Goldsmith. This guy's been on my Wonder Kids kind of regen shortlist, you know, the one that I make, for a little while. He plays for Witton Albion in the Northern Premier League Division 1 West. If we look at this competition season preview, you can see he is the key player in the league. He's in the Media Dream 11. Very, very good player. 18 years old. I've already made a bid on him. It was a £5,000 deal. That is compensation because he's actually not got a contract right now with them. The only issue I've got here is, do I want to sign him because I've told him he's going to be a regular starter? and I'm not sure he's going to be a regular starter. That said, the deal is only £400, I was about to say. Times are really changing, aren't they, when I say only £400. But when you look at our striking options, we've got Abbas, we've got McAvoy, we've got Hamilton, Oyatunde. They are our four main options. Of course, we've got Pitt now in the youth team, but given the fact that McAvoy's contract's up at the end of the year, I'm not sure if I'm going to renew it. And if I'm not going to renew it, maybe Goldsmith just makes sense to bring in now. I mean, you can see here, compared to McAvoy, he is a massive upgrade. I don't know, that's a little bit of a dilemma I've got going on with the striker department. I like to show some loyalty to players, but at the rate at which we're climbing through the leagues, that can be somewhat detrimental. Anyway, that's us all caught up. We have got an away day to do against Charlton. I'm going to battle on through it. Let's get some Lemsip down me and do an away day. Just to be clear, Lemsip are not sponsoring this episode, although if they want to sponsor this episode, please get in contact, Lemsip. I would love to do a brand deal with them. They really are saving me. Today we are heading to Charlton Athletic, which is over here. I don't know if this is a weird statement. I never think of Charlton as a London-based football club. I don't know, I don't put them in the same bracket as the other teams. I don't know if that's a me thing and I'm just an idiot, but either way, they've got one of the more impressive stadiums we've been to so far. They've got a triangular car park as well. That might be a Park to Prem first. I don't remember seeing a triangular car park. The stadium from above looks quirky. There are roads all around it. Are there street view options? You bet your bottom dollar there are. This might be the first time I've seen this sin on an away day this year. They've labelled their club store a superstore. If you're adding like a prefix to the word to make it sound more exciting like super, it's probably not that super. So they lose points for that immediately. I mean, in terms of stadiums we've been to, I think it must be the biggest bar Wembley that we've gone to as Rugby Town manager. This stadium, 27,000 fans. It looks like a proper football stadium. You compare this to some of the places we've been to recently, this feels big time. I will say, this side of the stadium, slightly less big time feeling. A bit of a contrast, but look at that. Look at the stadium. I've never seen so many seats during my time as Rugby Town manager. Also, respect to Charlton. They've really committed to the red colour scheme, haven't they, of the football club? Red everywhere, even on the security fences. Two street view options of the stadium. The first is this, which, I mean, this is... What is this? This is like Google Earth footage in 3D submitted to Google Maps. This is very meta. I thought for a second it was drone footage, but it's definitely not. It looks AI generated. This is just Google Earth. Peter, what are you doing submitting Google Earth to Google Maps? Not allowed. Okay, that was one of the two dots in the stadium. The other we have is where the actual label of the football club is, and it's outside the stadium. I really wanted to look inside. If I was going to criticise anything, lack of footage inside the stadium, not many activities around the stadium to do. You know, there's no park to go rock climbing in, and I need that now. That's an expectation that's been set. I realise the stadium's called The Valley, and I guess it was built into a valley, which is why that smaller stand's built into the hill. Clever name. You get an extra point for that, Charlton. The Valley, best stadium we've been to this year in terms of just size. I'm going to give it, and this might be controversial, 7 out of 10. I don't know if that's me getting caught up in the big occasion, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, just a little reminder as we go into this game, they are a League One team. They are a better League One team, dare I say. Media prediction of 13th. They're currently in 13th. They've only won one of their last 5. Their key man is Emmanuel Adegboyega. I hope I've said that correctly. He's very good, isn't he? He's ridiculously good. Where did they find him? They got him on a free transfer from Norwich City. Norwich, I'm not being funny. You have been scammed there. This is a very good centre-back for their level. Just for a bit of context, Jasper Moon. Love Jasper Moon. Really bigged him up, didn't I, last episode? He looks like a moon next to a planet in this example here. Look at the polygons. Also, I've just realised, FA Cup game, extra 2 spots on the bench. Let's bring on some of the lads. So a little bit of team news for today's game. Karon Samuels is out. He is suspended, been a very, very naughty boy. It means that Moon and Freckleton are going to be playing at centre-back, and Gucci comes in to play as our defensive midfielder. This guy loves big games. I'd like to think this classifies as a big game in the context of Football Manager. In terms of the rest of the team, it is very much full strength. Oyatunde still ousted from the first team in favour of Hamilton. Hamilton, you can see here, 13 goals in 15 games. Oyatunde, 15 starts, 5 goals. He just cannot compete on the delivery front. And the 16-year-old, is just continuing to develop. If there's one player I'm looking at in our team thinking, you have to step up today, it is Ngoma. He is a little set-piece demon for us, the centre mid. I've offered him this big new contract. I want him locked down for the foreseeable future. He loves playing it. We love having him here. I need him to put in an inspired performance against a Charlton team which, well, when you look at their current form, it feels like they're there for the taking. I am very, very interested to see how Charlton's wider formation matches up against our narrower formation. If we can win the battle in the midfield, I could see us having a decent amount of the ball here. The issue is going to be if they can work it into the wide areas. Or if they want to give the ball to us like that. That works. Abbas, I thought was about to score a mad goal inside 10 minutes. He's forced to save out the keeper. We've got them on the back foot. I was hoping for a big payday from this game. The stand looks a little bit empty, doesn't it? It's like the Charlton fans have not shown up for this game. I'm not actually sure what Charlton's attendances are like in real life in League One. But clearly in this Football Manager universe, they're not interested in watching them play rugby, the Charlton fans. They've got a corner, or rather a free kick. It might as well be a corner. It's in a dangerous area. We've half cleared it away. Taylor, edge of the box. Anderson, Harvey, wide to Watson. This is what I fear. In the overlap, we might get caught out a little with our narrow shape. You know, if the wing-backs overlap with their wider players, it could cause us issues. You can see how they're lining up here. I would like to think that we can win that battle in the midfield. Thus far, it's not really played out like that, although corners, they could be crucial. It's whipped towards the near post and headed away, and suddenly Charlton are on the breakaway here. Barnett bringing the ball forward for them. I am not enjoying this, although Abbas, what he's doing there as the striker doing some defending, I don't have a Scooby-Doo, but I'm glad he's there doing it. And now it's with Moon, who is on a booking. He is going to have to be careful here. Slate back to Moon. Plays it to Gucci, stepping into the first team. Gucci found himself out of it as of late, but the defensive midfielder's back. A-hole Chuddy. He's got space, he's got time, he's a fast boy. He can't finish, though. He's kicked it straight into the keeper's hands. Oh, we got a free kick. Ngoma's good at free kicks. He's very good at free kicks. I'm looking at him, expectant. He's gone short to Hamilton. It's the trick play. It's deflected in. We're a goal up against Charlton. Jack, calm down. We got to control the voice here. I need it for a video tomorrow for the viewers. We've got to focus on the recovery, but bloody hell, we're 1-0 up. There's 10 minutes left of the first half. I'm just going to point out we've had 6 shots on target, 8 shots total. We're doing quite good here. And also, their key player, the centre-back whose name I'm afraid to say incorrectly, he is still in their team. They are playing a strong 11 against us here. Just as a reminder, if we win here, we go into the third round. If they equalise, we do have a replay. I don't know how I'm going to do that with my current voice. I've not really considered the prospect of needing to play Charlton again. Would I really do that in an episode tomorrow? I probably would and let my voice rest. Pritchard, what can you do? Hamilton, he's already got one. He can't get there on that occasion. Inches away from it. There's 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. I am concerned that 3 members of our back four have picked up bookings. We've got to be a bit sensible here. Moon, that you know what, that is sensible enough. Avit, lump it clear. Kumas through the middle for them. Plays it. John in behind. Keeper's not had a lot to do here. Tommy Simpkin, I'm looking at you. And I think he had it covered. It's hit the woodwork. Moon just about gets it away. Have we got it away? Slate kind of can just blow the whistle, ref. I need to calm down. It's 1-0 at the break. That was a bit scary at the end. We actually scored, I think, just before the half-an-hour mark. And since then, we've not had another shot on goal. So maybe they've had a little bit of a wake-up call, Charlton. I'm just thinking about if I want to change anything tactically here. I think I'm going to ask the players just to lower the tempo slightly and let's not look for the overlap quite as much. I feel like our wingers, rather our wing-backs getting forward, could just leave their wingers kind of goal side and open, which I don't really want to see. Additionally, we've not had as much of the ball as I'd like, so I'm hoping just by lowering the tempo and the passing directness, we can maybe just value possession slightly more in this game. It's going to be a long, long second half. We are, miraculously ahead. Let's be honest, it was fluky, although Hamilton scored another. He scored, they've given us it. Thank you, Charlton. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. A kid who came from our youth intake, the 16-year-old, just as a reminder, he only came into our team less than a year ago. He's got 2 goals against Charlton. He is completely outperforming his attributes. I'm not going to complain one little bit. I do also fully appreciate with that goal there. It was just gifted to him, but he still had to finish the 1-on-1. And we've all seen our strikers miss that kind of chance. There's 25 minutes left here. I feel like the one thing I don't want to do now is go down a man. So I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to bring in Talon at centre-back. Elsewhere, what other changes do I want to make? Pritchard's not done great at centre mid. So you know what? I'm going to bring in Sam Kelly Of course, this man came for our very first ever youth intake. Big occasion for him to maybe show up and, be counted. I'm questioning, do I want to move Holchity back to defensive mid? Do I want to make him into a more defensive player? This guy, by the way, like I said earlier, he can run really well. He can't really do a lot else, but does he need to do a lot else? I'd argue not. We only get 3 subs here. I kind of don't want to use them all at once, so we'll go with just the double. Ngoma free kick. Surely this is too far out to shoot. He's had a go. Keeper's made a save. There is 12 minutes left of this game against League One Charlton, away from home, just as a reminder. We are still 2-0 up. We're 2-0 up. Both centre-backs are on bookings, but they're both on above 7.0 ratings. They have dealt with every ball into the box so far. And with 5 minutes left, yes, we've ridden our fortune here, but ultimately, we've not conceded yet. I've jinxed it, haven't I? But we've not conceded yet against a League One team. And if you don't concede, you can't lose a game of football. Slate needs to do some defending. Freckleton kind of does it. Talon gets it away. And I'm hoping that's the last little scare here. I would love that to be the last little scare. If we want to get a third goal, you know, the misery compiler, just one for the road, that would be great. Moon, big header, Slate the left back. Number 3, what can you do for me? Kelly dispossessed, but Talon is there. Whips it in on his weaker foot. I don't even know what this highlight is. It's a long highlight. The longer highlights go on, the higher the probability it's a goal. At least that's what I tell myself. It's instead for them, the goalkeeper, who's going to launch it long. They, of course, are still playing this 4-2-4, but Freckleton wins it in the air. And now Abbas and Goma, Kelly, Hamilton, he's on for the hat-trick. He's bloody got the hat-trick. Kelly gets the assist as well. It's absolute madness. It's 3-0 at the Valley. Charlton, your boys have been embarrassed. The Cowley brothers. Rubbish. Nothing on work the space. Do you just want to check? Yeah, it is Dan Cowley. Dan Cowley is still their manager. Is his brother here as well? Is the other Cowley brother here? No, Nicky's gone to Wigan. They used to always do everything together, and now they've gone their own way. Sad. You know, I always did say that Nicky Cowley, he was the brains of the operation. Danny didn't know what he was doing without his brother. If they score now, that would be annoying. Although, we wouldn't then have to pay out the clean sheet bonus. That could be smart. Abbas, Hamilton wants 4, if we can get it to him. He's not going to throw away his shot. He didn't last episode. He's not in this episode. Let's be real. He's been absolutely sensational. And Ngoma could pull the trigger from here. Does pull the trigger from here. My voice is just cracked there. I need to calm down. This game ends here. Rugby Town 3, Charlton 0. I can't quite believe how that game's played out. We were gifted opportunities, let's be frank here. You can see, looking at the pass map, their fullbacks and their wingers were really linking up with passes. They had nothing through the middle of the pitch at all. We crowded out that part of the pitch. And like I said, Hamilton just took every single chance that came his way. What a way to get what I think might be his first ever hat-trick. That might not be a real fact. I might have just made it up, but we'll just roll with it now. That's how the internet works, right? You just state something as fact and everyone nods and agrees. First ever senior hat-trick for Hamilton against League One Charlton. We're into the FA Cup 3rd round. We get £68,000 for winning in that round. I assume we get a share of the tickets as well. We've certainly got £900,000 in the bank. Bloody hell. Oh, God, I'm being asked about the Goldsmith thing. I'm going to hit delay here. I hope I'm allowed to delay it again. Otherwise, this could be very awkward. They've not cancelled the deal. That's good. Elsewhere, headline shock of the second round was us. Oh, that's good to see, isn't it? Okay, look. 68 teams go into this round. 32 matches to be drawn. Premier League teams, Championship teams enter at this stage. We are here for the FA Cup 3rd round draw. Is there anyone else from the National League still in this? South end of the National League are in it. We're from the National North. Does actually look like there's a few National League teams in it, but we are the lowest team still in it at this point. Now, there's 32 teams to be drawn here, so this could take a little while, or we could come out right away. So I'm just going to wait for our name to pop out. Oh, Horsham, Vanarama National South. They've got Premier League Southampton. You know that fact I gave about us being the lowest team? Not a true fact. Are we sure that we're in this? Are we sure that we're actually in the draw here? Wrexham, by the way, in the Championship in this universe. There's lots of the Premier League teams coming out, and I don't like it. Don't mind me, this draw is taking forever. A lot of the Premier League teams have come out. Liverpool and Chelsea were the 2 teams I was holding out for. Chelsea have now popped out. I'm looking at some of these teams thinking, I don't want to be taking on an Oxford or Morecambe. It's just not very sexy, is it? Liverpool are still in. Crystal Palace is still in. Burnley are still in. Oh, Wolverhampton Wanderers are still in. We will take a game against Wolves. You know what? I was panicking with a few games left, thinking we could be stuck with like a Lincoln City. With respect to Lincoln City, we're not going to worry about that. Wolverhampton Wanderers, the only downside of this is, I know I've already done the away day against them at Molineux before. Just to be clear, I mean in last year's away day. We did them when we were Guernsey manager. Not as Rugby Town manager, but I don't intend on going back to Wolverhampton. It's not the kind of place you go on holiday twice. That game, by the way, is scheduled for the 5th of January, so a long, long way away. I was going to mention the January transfer window, but that is completely irrelevant to us. Transfer windows do not exist at this level, at least to the same strict sense. Well, I think we know what we're going to be back for next time. Hopefully there will be a video tomorrow, and hopefully I've been able to edit this video to get it out for you guys the same day that you're expecting it, Monday. If this video is now coming up on a Tuesday, I'm sorry, I failed in my mission. I'm feeling confident to get this edited, mostly because Norman Hamilton's just given me the energy to get it done. Apologies for the fact it is a shorter episode today. It might be a similar thing for the next few episodes as I kind of get my mojo back. I do want to try and get a backlog done, so there are episodes over the Christmas period, but that might be a little bit tricky. We'll see how it goes. I hope you guys do understand either way. Like I mentioned earlier on in the video, if you work at Lemsip and you want to, sponsor the channel, please get in contact. Love your products. Other than that, if you're, enjoying the content, please leave a like. Lots of effort went into today's. I feel like it was worth soldiering on through for, though. Take things easy. Have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more. And until then, it's me, Jack. I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.